Now, let's take a look at palm oil futures trading right now, get you a sense of how they're doing here. They're up 23 at 2,052. You've got Nirgunan Tiruchelvam. He's an equity analyst at ABN AMRO Asia Securities, which is part of Royal Bank of Scotland, RBS, joining us on set. We also have Aaron Smith, Managing Director of Superfund Financial Singapore, joining us from our newsroom. And Nirgunan, let me start off with you first and ask you this first question. We know that palm oil prices very much closely track what happens in the crude oil market. So that's one of the reasons why it's gotten a bounce today. But overall, you're bearish on palm oil. Is that right?
Yes, I am bearish on palm oil. With any commodity, if there's an extended period of very high prices, the producers of that commodity will adjust their production levels. And that's precisely what's happened with palm oil. Over the last 3 years, there's been very intense planting of palm oil. And palm oil has about a 3-year gestation period. And now we see palm oil production picking up in 2009 and 2010.
Okay, where's the bottom, you think, for palm oil prices? How far will the correction go?
I think there's still some distance. We expect a further 12% fall till the end of the year because we expect palm oil prices to fall to an average of $1,000 a ton for the year. The price on a year-to-date basis is about $1,200 a ton. I'm referring to the Rotterdam CIF price.
Okay, thanks for clarifying there. Sri, you got a question here? Oh, okay, let me just throw it out to Aaron. Aaron, can you kind of chart palm oil and tell me from a technical perspective what it's telling you?
Sure, be happy to. In the short term, technicals obviously look quite bearish for palm oil, but the long-term trend is more or less intact. If you look at the long-run sort of trend line over the past, sort of year, you see a very bullish uptrend, and then we broke through the support level, and that was quite bearish. So a trend follower like Superfund would have stopped out of palm oil and would be pretty neutral on that particular contract right now. But from a fundamental standpoint, we believe that because palm oil has such a high correlation to crude oil, that you can be quite bullish on palm oil. So we would expect that eventually that's going to rally. The short-term technicals, obviously we're in a clear sort of trend channel. We're well below the moving averages, the short-term and the medium-term moving averages, and you can see sort of that medium-term moving average is sort of the support level, or the resistance level, and we'd be looking to break through those prices, and that would be a very bullish indicator if that does happen. So again, short-term technicals look quite bearish, but from a fundamental standpoint, if you believe in the crude oil story, it makes sense that you would believe also in other commodities like palm oil as well.
Okay, and Nirgunan, let me throw it back at you again. In the long term, though, the fundamentals, do they point bullish for palm oil if you look at it from a demand perspective? Or, given what's happening in the financial markets right now and the worries about the global economy, you can see that start eating to the demand picture?
Definitely. I think that would have some impact on the demand, but it's on the supply that the basis of my case rests. Because this year will be the first year, that's the 2008-2009 harvesting season, will be the first year in 3 years that CPO production growth will be higher than the growth of demand. So that is a very significant metric in my view.
Okay. Overall, though, I mean, the demand side of the equation still looks strong, right? You don't see any impact coming from a global economic slowdown?
Not a very strong impact. After all, the demand for this product is coming mainly from China and India, countries which are benefiting from high economic growth.
Okay, Nirgunan, thank you so much for joining us and painting that picture pretty clearly here. Nirgunan Tiruchelvam, equities analyst at ABN AMRO Asia Securities, and of course Aaron Smith, Managing Director of Superfund Financial, is staying with us as well.